The plane lost all control at 15,000 feet, the pilot gave up. Then a little girl did the impossible. The sky was calm that morning as Flight 237 took off from Denver, bound for Seattle. Passengers settled in, sipping coffee, scrolling through phones, chatting quietly. Among them was 8-year-old Emma Carson, clutching her pink backpack and a stuffed bunny with one ear missing. She was traveling with her grandfather, Henry, a retired mechanic with a soft voice and warm hands that always smelled like pine. Emma had never flown before. Her parents had passed away in a car accident the year prior, and she was moving in with her aunt. The world had changed for her in ways no child should ever experience. And though she didn't speak much, she watched everything, noticing things most grown-ups missed. Her eyes were the kind that carried too much sorrow for their age, but still held sparks of wonder. Halfway through the flight, as the aircraft cruised at 15,000 feet, something unimaginable happened. A violent jolt shook the cabin. Gasps echoed. Drinks spilled. The seatbelt signs blinked on, and the usual calm voice of the pilot was suddenly replaced by one that cracked with tension. "This is your captain speaking. We're experiencing some unusual turbulence. Please remain seated and stay calm." But calm was impossible. The plane lurched again, this time harder, and began to tilt. Overhead bins flew open. Oxygen masks dropped with a chilling hiss. A mother screamed. An elderly man clutched his chest. The aircraft was losing control. In the cockpit, Captain Harlan, a seasoned pilot with 30 years of flight experience, was drenched in sweat. He'd flown through hurricanes and snowstorms. But this was different. The control systems were unresponsive. The navigation panel went dark. Both engines failed simultaneously. The co-pilot fumbled with switches, but nothing responded. "We've lost all control," Harlan whispered, the reality sinking in. "We're falling." He pressed the intercom button. "Mayday, Mayday. Flight 237. Dual engine failure. No response from primary systems. Request emergency. Static." Back in the cabin, chaos had begun. People cried. Some prayed. Others called loved ones with trembling hands. Henry held Emma close, whispering, "It's going to be okay," even though he wasn't sure. He saw the fear in her wide eyes. Suddenly, a flight attendant rushed past, her face pale. "We need a pilot. Or, anyone with flight experience." No one moved. Except Emma. She stood. "Wait," Henry said, grabbing her arm. "Emma, sit down." But she shook her head, eyes locked ahead. "I can help." "You're just a little girl," he whispered, choking back tears. "There's nothing you can do." "I've been helping you fix your model planes," she said quietly. "I know how cockpits work." He looked at her, really looked. And remembered all those afternoons in the garage. She hadn't just played, she had learned. He let go. Emma walked steadily, mask still swinging by her side, heart pounding like thunder. The passengers watched in stunned silence as she approached the cockpit. The flight attendant hesitated, then guided her in. Inside, the captain stared. "She's a child," he barked. Emma stood on her toes. "Sir, can I try?" For a moment, no one spoke. Then the co-pilot, trembling, stepped aside. Emma sat in the chair, adjusting it down. She surveyed the mess of lights and dead screens, her small hands hovering, unsure, but not afraid. She remembered the simulator in her grandfather's workshop, the switches, the throttle, the red emergency power lever. Her voice was calm. "The emergency backup generator, under the panel?" The co-pilot blinked. "Yes, but it's fried." She reached down anyway, flipped open the access latch, and tugged the backup lever with both hands. There was a low hum. A single screen flickered. Gasps filled the cockpit. The pilot moved beside her, suddenly hopeful. "How did you?" "It's what Grandpa does when the model's batteries die." With one system barely alive, Emma guided them through a manual reset sequence, calling it out like a checklist she'd memorized from countless nights beside her grandfather. Throttle, pressure, fuel flow. Slowly, one engine coughed. Then the second. The co-pilot shouted, "We're back online." Partial control restored. The plane steadied. Not fully, but enough to glide. Emma looked out the windshield, breathing fast. Clouds parted below, revealing forested hills. "There's a clearing," she said, pointing. The captain glanced. "It's tight, but we can try." With Emma reading dials and guiding them like a co-captain, Flight 237 descended in a slow, trembling arc. The belly of the plane skimmed trees, clipped branches. A wheel snapped. But then, impact. A hard landing. Screeching metal. Screams. And then, silence. They'd landed. Not on a runway. Not in comfort. But alive. Paramedics and rescue helicopters arrived within the hour. Everyone was shaken. Many were injured. But no one had died. Reporters swarmed the scene. The captain refused to speak. Instead, he stepped aside and pointed toward a little girl, now wrapped in a silver rescue blanket, sitting on her grandfather's lap, quietly sipping orange juice. "She saved us," he said simply. "I gave up." She didn't. When a CNN reporter asked Emma how she knew what to do, she replied, "I listened to Grandpa. And I didn't want anyone else to lose their family." Her words traveled the world. People cried. Airlines sent her flight simulators. A scholarship was set up in her name. But Emma didn't care for attention. She just wanted to go home. Her idea of a good day was sitting in the garage again, hands greasy, laughter echoing between old model planes and the smell of pine. Months later, at a school assembly, she was asked what she had learned from that day. She stood quietly, holding her bunny. Then she said, "Sometimes grown-ups forget how to hope. But if you stay calm, and try, even when you're scared, maybe you can help people remember." The room erupted in applause. And in that moment, the world was reminded, not of aviation, or engineering, or luck, but of humanity. Of how, sometimes, it's the smallest among us who carry the greatest strength. A strength born not of muscle or experience, but of heart. Emma Carson didn't just land a plane. She gave 187 people, and the world, a reason to believe in miracles again.